All right. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Some Random Guy Speaks. I am your host, Tony G. Once again, just going to drink a little water here before I get started. But yeah, we're going to go into it. We're going to be talking about Lyndon B. Johnson. That's the photo I posted up there. This is the person that was the vice president to Kennedy and became president shortly after Kennedy was assassinated. I'm talking about JFK, John F. Kennedy. So we're going to go ahead and talk about it. And I'm just going to give a minute for people to come into the chat and things, and we're going to get started. Um, we're going to talk about, because my at this point, as far as with the so-called black community, and you're going to hear me say this a lot, the so-called black community and things. So, because it's not a community anymore, and we're going to go into why that happened. You hear like older blacks, predominantly black women, right? We're going to be talking about the 92% of them that vote Democrat, right? Since blacks in what we don't call it a community, but we call it a matriarch system of black women and children. They actually consider this a family, believe it or not, without the black men. And we're going to go into the history again, what the date and when it happened, when black men were pushed out of the so-called black family structure. This is one of the main reasons as to why we have uh, uh, they don't like Donald Trump. They've been programmed by the Democratic Party to accept democratic ways, democratic thinking. This is another thing. They truly vote against, as I always said, against their best interests. They have been miseducated from day one. And this man here that I put up on a photo, that is Lyndon B. Johnson, the vice president to JFK, right? John F. Kennedy, right? So he was his vice president. Lyndon B. Johnson was a known racist. He hated black folks with a passion along with J. Edgar Hoover. He was using the N word uh, constantly, right? And like with no different from Joe Biden in his early days, he didn't like black folks. In fact, Joe Biden's mentor and best friend was what's his name, Robert Byrd, one of the higher ups in Ku Klux Klan. When you're trying to explain stuff to black folks, that's why I don't really deal with older like baby boomers or thank you so much. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, I don't deal with older baby boomer blacks or Generation Xer blacks because most of them are women, right? 92% of black women vote for the Democratic Party. Black men in that era between baby boomer, Generation X, they are used to taking their marching orders from black women. Black women have always controlled those older groups. And this is the reason as to why you see some of these liberal black men, which they don't benefit under DEI or any of these other things. They don't benefit under Title IX, black women and other women do, DEI and so forth, unless if you're in the LGBTQ community. But tell me why these heterosexual black men vote along with this nonsense, instead of trying to educate their women. But, a lot of older black women, I hate to say it, but it is true. They refuse to accept and to look at things. They will not accept any, hey, how you doing over there? Welcome to the channel. Welcome back. Welcome, guys, and things like that. So what I'm really talking about, you see, you guys read the title, right? What I'm talking about. That photo is Lyndon B. Johnson once again. that I put up here. We're talking about the Democrats and why are they losing black men, according to the Monahan report. And we're going to talk about the Monahan report too. Patrick Monahan, and he wrote a report and he did a study and he tried to tell Lyndon B. Johnson at that time because they were going to implement. It was called the Great Society of 1965. 1964 is when Civil Rights Bill was passed. There's a lot of things that happened in that 60s, right? So 1965, they implemented the Welfare Act. So when the Welfare Act was actually drafted, it was under the pre pre I would say it was under what people thought with the Democratic Party when they implemented the Great Society. It originally started out by saying this. It was basically supposed to even a wealth gap between blacks and whites. That's all. That's all the Welfare Act really was about. What Lyndon B. Johnson and them, what they say they were trying to do is they said that they pushed this bill, pushed it into a law, and when it became law in regards to the Great Society, the Welfare Act in 1965, to allow black women, this is as to when the government stepped in. And when the government stepped in, they stepped in to do what? To become the black woman's father of the children. And every child back in those days, that when black women had a child, they can file for welfare, right? And this is why you have the generational welfare thing and all that. The welfare state started coming about because prior to 1965, there was no such thing as a welfare state. Black women rely on black men and things like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it because this issue may not pertain to some of you guys, and that's fine. But I'm still gonna get the information out and things like this. So let's go ahead and go down through here. So we're gonna talk about it, and I'm just gonna read a little bit here. Most political parties will love the problem. All right, Democrats have with black men, right? According to the CNN exit poll, 79% of black men voted for Donald Trump, and this was back in 2020 election. Only black women were more supportive of the Democratic nominee, but when the party assumed it's entitled to vote within a certain demographics, it was treated even the slightest sign of deflection as an emergency, and that's what you see in the Democratic circle when it comes to black men deflecting to the right. This is exactly what ended up happening. Biden himself said as much when he was told a popular black radio host during a 2020 presidential candidacy campaign. I mean, if you have a problem figuring out whether if you want to vote for me or Trump, and this is quote, we know that what Biden said, then you ain't black. Some of his supporters went even further. One professor claimed black men voted for Trump because they were I would say, proximally to the patriarch and the power structure. While in congressional candidates for Florida said one of the five black votes for Trump because they hate black women. So, and then let me go further on. The most recent let me see here. The drama is played out in Georgia, where there is a certain on the left that many black men won't vote for Stacey Adams. They are to worry. The problem that the Democrats have with black men was observed more than half a century ago by Daniel Patrick Monahan, then as assistant Secretary of Labor under the President Lyndon B. Johnson in 1965 reported, formerly known as the Negro Family, the case for National Act. Monahan predicted, and this is Patrick Monahan, as I was mentioning before. Monahan predicted that equality in the post civil rights era would be impossible for Black Americans because of two factors: racism from the at least one generation after the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the structure of Black families. And then down here, Monahan's famously focused on his report on the problem with children being raised without a stable family structure. When the Monahan report was printed, 25% of Black children were born out of wedlock, which at the same time catastrophic, but by the time in the mid 80s, the percentage has doubled and it has hovered around 70% since the mid 90s to 2019. Nearly two-thirds, 64% of Black children were living in a single parent household. But other equally important finding in the report that was that within many Black families, the role of Black men and women were reversed, right? Monahan argued that the Black community was locked in a matriarchal structure that imposes a crashing burden on the Black men, while as depriving them of the authority they needed to lead. This is how it turned out. How it turned out was a insight that critical insight, though, like the rest of the report, it has been ignored. Monahan's characterization of Black family dramatics as a tangle of pathology led liberals then now to dismiss the entire report as a racist attempt to blame Black people for their social conditions. The truth is more complex. Many Black men then and now do an admirable job of proving for the protection of their families, but there is also an entire neighborhood of cities where it's rare to find children living at home with a marriage biological parents, which is absolutely true. For the most part, women in these communities are married to the government in both federal and state levels, which plays the role of father, Democratic elected officials, and unelected bureaucrats promise to provide food, shelter, health care, and child care to millions of low income Black women and their children. But while this begins as a solution to certain problems within these communities, it has been unintended effect of exorbitant, exacerbating them, I'm sorry, exacerbating them. The Democrats, the Democratic Party subversion of the male responsibility and the authority within the home has made it increasingly, uh, I mean, antagonistic towards men and the traditional family structure. President Obama was routinely criticized by his liberal Black base whenever he promoted marriage and fatherhood in speeches to Black audiences. Even though Obama was right, he was absolutely correct and things like that for promoting that because that's what they were needed. But they told them to get away from that because they didn't want the Black men to be the patriarch. They wanted the Black women. They wanted to keep the matriarch system. And this is the Democrats, so they can keep control of the Democrat because they need the Black women in order to keep the Black men in line. The left's detachment of parenting from marriage is not confirmed to elected officials. Most Black associate Black Lives Matters with criminal justice reforms, yet none of its 13 founding principles mention police brutality. The co-founders were clear, however, about their desire to disrupt the nuclear family. The media has joined hands with activists on the Democratic Party, disregarded to several years ago with MSNBC roundtable discussion featuring three black professors who dismissed black advocating marriage and responsibility fatherhood as believers in the magic black father myth. While Hall of Fame NFL coach Tony Dungy, which I know his family and and things like that's another story, was harshly criticized for appearing on the Florida Governor Ron DeSantis in April to promote responsibility of fatherhood. Every single time, even Tony Dungy, he was a ex basketball, I believe it was. No, I'm sorry, football player and things like that. So therefore, Obama said it in this earlier thing about promoting fatherhood and responsibility. And same thing with Tony Dungy. But the Democratic base party do not want any black. That's why you don't hear it now. Look at it. We fast forward to 2020. They don't want to hear anything when it comes down to black fatherhood or black personal responsibility and so forth. They don't want to. They don't want that at all. They want to keep the nucleus broken up as it is right now. So this is one of the main reasons as to why, as to why the black community has never prospered under the Democratic policies. Democrats, let's go ahead and read further. Democrats and their media supporters are not completely, let me see here, have not completely, uh, let's see here. Hold on for a minute. I got it. I kind of read that too quick. So the Democrats and their media supporters, black men who identify as part of the LGBT community, are welcome allies to the party. War against traditional masculinity. This is actually under the Democratic Party right now. But black heterosexual men who are given a platform must demonstrate a partly was it fitly to the matriarch in racial gender politics, right? So, in other words, they have to submit to it in order to, and it's so true. That's the reason why when black men, and that's why I told y'all before in my other live, I don't have respect. I really have really less respect for black men liberal because it doesn't make any sense. Being a liberal itself in the black community, it goes against male masculinity, hetero male masculinity. It really does. For these guys that tuck their masculinity in and allow their black women to lead them, it's beyond me, man. And it's nothing, it's no strength there. But tell me why this has been going on for a long time. What I read to you guys under Patrick Monahan, he did this report already and said, hey, listen, Lyndon B. Johnson, if you implement this policy, it would destroy the black community. Look where we are today, 2024. We do not have a family unit. 70% or higher of black women, right, that are that have children, they leave their children, matriarch system with no man and no fatherhood. This is something that they don't want to answer at all. That's why I say it's no use of talking to these black liberal Democrats. It's really with the baby boomers and Generation Xers that I don't deal with. The ones I'm really targeting towards are the Zennials, the younger generations, anybody that's born in 2000 and up. These are the people that I'm targeted to right now because with them, there is some hope and things like that. Yeah, Trump will clean it up. I do believe it, but they're, what I'm saying? And that's another whole thing. They don't even understand because they've been so cultish programmed to hate Trump. They don't even realize they're too stupid and dumb to put their own prejudices to the side and their own races to the side to see that Donald Trump have been making great strides against the country. They over here talking about, oh yeah, he's taking the Department of Education away. He's taking away from the state and bringing it back to, I mean, I'm sorry, from the government and bringing it back to the state. You know, you know what I'm saying? So these are the things that they don't seem to understand. It's what, and that's exactly what it is. I'm not trying to educate them. They're gone. Old heads are gone. I don't even waste my time with a lot of old heads. Some old heads understand what I'm talking about, but the others, they're gone though. Especially with the majority of black women, 92% of them, they still believe that Donald Trump is a racist. I heard somebody stupid made a comment about he's going to take HBCUs away. They don't even understand that Trump gave the most money towards the HBCUs. $360 million. Equates to $3.3 million. That would set them up for the least for the next 10 years. This is how this is what I'm saying right here. It's a bunch of lies. And all this. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't talk to them. I don't debate them because it's pointless. I educate a lot of Zennial generation, Gen Alpha that's coming in. Those are my target generations. I'm not looking at these old head generations. They're nothing to deal with and talk about. They can say what they want, but at the end of the day, it ain't my. I'm done with that. All I'm about with the black community is restoring it, and Trump is gonna get it together because again, he already see where the problem is. We are under a matriarch system that never worked. And what we're going to do is bring the patriarch system back into the black community. And that's what has to happen. And through real education at the state level, because that's what's going to happen. We're going to get rid of DEI. We're going to get rid of transgender ideologies, critical race theories, political correctness, right? Safe spaces, and all these other stupid acronyms. We're going to go ahead and remove all that because not only has it been detrimental to the so-called black community, but it also have destroyed America. It was destroying America because when these colleges and universities are teaching this poison, teaching this filth, you know what I'm saying? This is one of the main reasons why. How can you have a conservative home, but then when you send your child to public school, they're being indoctrinated to think like a liberal. These extreme type of ideologies. They come back home preaching all this liberal poison garbage, right? And we weren't raised like that. But look at the women. There's a lot of women teachers. A lot of them are liberal. You do know that, white, black, and other, that's teaching in these school systems. This is why Trump says he's getting rid of all that. Now, if they're still teaching that, they can jeopardize it getting their funding stripped from them, as they should, because we have to go back to Bible principles with religion at the fore founding point, and that's exactly what it is. Whether you want to accept it or not, we are not going with all these other LGBTQ empowerment, all these other type of ideologies that's being pushed in the school system and the rainbow flag. It should never been the case, and this is what I'm talking about because they destroyed the Democrats have destroyed the so-called black community, and they really have. How in the hell can you have a woman and child under a patriarch system? And that's why they don't come in this room. They won't deal with it. They don't want to deal with it. You know, they don't want to deal with this stuff. So that is the reason why. They'll scatter and run like they normally do, just yell out some type of insults, and then go from there. But this is exactly what it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is exactly what it is. So I was compelled to do something today, is that I was going to talk about this type of stuff, you know. And let's talk about go a little bit further. New York City Mayor Eric Adams declared that the drag queens are integrated part in the educational school system. They really are. Drag queens reading children books and all this. We can't have this type of stuff, man. This is why I'm glad that Trump came in, because there will be no more drag queen reading to children. That's going to be out. You know what I'm saying? We don't need drag queens integrated in the so-called educational system with school children. You know what I'm saying? So this is exactly what it is. So I'm so glad that that is going on. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of all that because it's already been done. It's already happening. You know what I'm saying? So here's another thing. Here's another statistic. Surprisingly, that only 20%, it's more than 20% now of black men that have defected to the Republican Party. The Democrats really don't have no idea why that is because you alienated black men and you attack black men at the same time. So this is why the black men it's probably about close to 30% getting up there for black men leaving the Democrats over to the Republican Party, and as they should. You know, I don't rock with the Democrats at all. I don't rock with that party. I never did. I never did. I had no respect for liberals, let alone liberal black men and things like that. So, because we already know that a lot of them are led by black women. Let's go and keep it real. They get their marching orders from black women. They're afraid of black women, you know, and the ones that are not, they went over to the Republican Party as they should. I voted Republican. I tell them that I'm a Trump supporter. What are they going to do about it? You know what I'm saying? So other than that, this is what it is. So the Democrats with these, because like I said, you're not going to save a lot of these black liberals, man, especially black women. You know what I'm saying? They are gone, man. And all we got to do is get the rest of these black men that are not afraid of taking, that's afraid or not afraid of standing up and being a man and everything like that. Because when you do that and then pull away from the so-called Democratic Party, because they're nothing but been slave plantation owners anyway of the so-called black community. It's the truth. You know what I'm saying? We don't have anything, nothing good, nothing in common with this group, but they have destroyed our community on on every level by separating the man and woman, destroying the family nucleus, right? Pushing the black woman over the black men, giving them all kind of set asides, and then not only that, that they have given them welfare, the generational welfare, stuck in poverty, violence, drugs, and gang activity, you name it. And this is why you look at blue states across the United States. Blue states don't ever fix their problems in these inner cities at all. They keep it right where it's at that level, at the low poverty level. Every 4 years, they come back into the so-called black community. They beg for the black vote. They sit down and eat soul food, sing songs, and just to fool the stupid black people in that area. Once they get the vote, then they're gone. You know what I'm saying? So it's the truth. And I can say this because I grew up in the so-called black community. This have always been tradition. Back then, in those early days, the Democrats, when they had them about probably over 97% at one time that voted Democrat. We already know most black folks vote towards their best against their best interests, and again, this is exactly what it is. I appreciate a couple of likes that you guys have popped in and things like that, but I wanted to talk about um, what the topic is and things. So for those that don't know, they're just coming in, popping in right now. Yeah, we got to talk about it. The photo up there is Lyndon B. Johnson, right? That's the photo and stuff like that. So the title, once again, the Democrats are losing black men. The Monahan report explains why. So I want some of you guys to type in Google and type in Tom Monahan. I mean, sorry, Patrick Monahan report. If you pull that up, you can pull up Patrick Monahan. You can pull up his full report, and he wrote a report rebuttaling against what Lyndon B. Johnson was trying to do, because this Trojan horse trying to bridge the wealth gap between blacks and whites back in 1965 by implementing the Welfare Act, what it ended up doing is that it actually broke up the nucleus of the family unit, and then not only that, it elevated women over the men. So it was a double whammy. and they became loyal to the Democratic Party ever since. This is why Lyndon B. Johnson said, "I can have the you know what voting uh, Democrat for the next 2 to 300 years," and he knew what he was saying by doing that. You offer them promises, empty promises. You give them a little trinkets and trash, and they'll hold on to it for like dear God. They'll think that the Democrats are the second coming. And that's what a lot of them think mentality. They really think that they have a savior in the Democratic Party. This is exactly what it is. A lot of them just vote just out of tradition. It's what they're used to, and they're afraid of being ostracized as well. So it's something, and they use black women. They use fear. They use insecurity amongst black people to keep them in their permanently impoverished environment. And this is exactly what it is. And you can look everywhere. Almost every city across the United States that are blue states are riddled with crime, violence, drugs, and a single mother family. No nuclear structure of the man and woman. It's just a woman and children, and more than likely is welfare, generational welfare and poverty and so forth. And this is the things that they don't like talking about it. And mostly people just kind of back away and move from it, away from it. You know what I'm saying? But this is what is going on right now. Hey, how you doing there? Welcome to the channel, Phoenix, Wolf Studios Archives. Yeah, yeah. How you doing, bro? Yeah, I'm just over here put some work in here again, once again. But yeah, other than that, man, yeah, like I said, we do got more of the brothers and things that are voting more Republican this time. And I know those numbers are going to increase even more once Trump gets settled in, because you already know, as a black man, if you're a brother, and it's cool if you're not, but we understand, man, that a lot of this LGBTQ stuff and all this other kind of crap stuff, man, that's why I said, why should I vote Democrat where I don't benefit for any of these benefits? They do, I don't. I don't benefit as a heterosexual male. I don't benefit from Title IX. I don't benefit from DEI. I don't benefit from any of these things. All they're saying is just support black and let's vote for them. No, you can't just do that. It has to be something in the policy. There's way more stuff in the Trump policy than there are for what the Democrats are offering. This is one of the main reasons why they lost the vote. They alienated men in general. They not only alienated them, pushed them away, and they're expecting for, and then try to shame men in general for not voting Democrat. It's like there's nothing there. What are you talking about? And then Kamala Harris had these old fake ads about these masculine men, and these were paid actors, all of them. She just been lying on everything, though, you know. So, like it is, more and more people are waking up. This is one of the reasons why 49 states voted Republican. They don't control nothing. But I was compelled to do this today as a live. I know it ain't really a very popular topic, but I have to talk about it because it has been detrimental for blacks voting Democrat because it destroyed our community. I have told liberal whites this, and you know what they say? It's just crickets, because they don't have no rebuttal back against us at all. They'll try to change the subject or talk about Trump. I said, no, we're not going to talk about Trump, because we can talk about Trump. I can bring up his policies, but no, we're going to talk about what the Democrat policy have done to the black community. That's what we're going to talk about. That's what another thing, they've been pushing all this immigration. That after they fucked over black folks, then they started pushing in immigration. These immigrants don't rock with black folks, but yet and still they get to blow black people to try to sympathize with them. Hell no. Why should we sympathize with illegals and migrants in this country? They don't rock with us at all. What they do is they come over here, they don't benefit, they don't pay taxes, they work, take their money and send it back home. This is what they do. And then you want to try to shame us for not standing beside them. Well, they never stood beside us. They didn't go through slavery. They didn't go through segregation. They didn't go through redlining and all the rest of the stuff. We can name the stuff, right? They didn't go through Jim Crow. They didn't go through any of this stuff. They don't understand it at all. Even Africans, they don't understand that type of stuff. We do. They don't. They ain't never had to deal with a Ku Klux Klan and all this stuff in that time. Our ancestors did. You see what I'm saying? So that's why the 14th Amendment was created in the first place. The 14th Amendment was really pertaining to blacks in that particular time to protect their freedom and their liberties. That's what their civil and their liberties. It's there in the 14th Amendment, not for these immigrants and all this other stuff. These people here should have never been coming to the border in the first place. And then they got stupid black people siding with the illegals and everything like that when they have been replacing black jobs, as Trump said, because there is a such thing as black jobs. But you can't even explain this with some black folks because they want to take everything and turn it racial, racist, and it's not. You know what I'm saying? Black jobs. You at a time you even had people that have all these type of black jobs that black people particularly do. Security was one of them. Most of your security guards and personal bodyguards are blacks. That's what they do best. That's one of the jobs that is a black job right there. And there's a list of them. But that's one of them right there. That's a black job. That's what they were doing. But here's the thing about it though, man. Um, Blacks do not know what they think that they don't rock with us. Hispanics don't rock with black people. Let's go on and keep it real, man. They don't. And most foreigners don't. Why should they, first of all? But they don't, keeping it real. So you see all these blacks that's rising up trying to help. It makes no sense. They're like they vote against their best interests. They're doing the same thing with these immigrants. These immigrants are just going to use the resources, build back home in they goddamn country, right? It's just giving everybody in America the middle finger, especially the black folk. But I don't give a damn about these illegals either because we don't benefit from it at all, from them being here. This is what I'm happy about with the mass deportation. And I'm going to say it again. The mass deportation has to be put into effect, and it is already in effect. It's going down, it's going to happen. And like the one brother said earlier on his live, because I was in there, and that's a very good idea, and I approve his message. We need to put an electric fence or electric wall up. So as soon as they touch that wall, they get their asses electrocuted. You know what I'm saying? We only want people with a four. If you want to work over here, you got to have a 4-year degree. If you want to come to America, you have to have there's certain vetting and certain criterias that you have to have. You have to have your own source of income. In case you have to have a certain type of degrees to come into the United States, and there's a list of other things. You can't be a felon. You can't be running from the law and all the rest of this stuff, right? This is how the proper vetting system is. And I know Trump has this new vetting system. I'm only naming some of the things already, right? Because this is exactly how immigrants, if they want to come over here, come through the right pathway. Well, all this illegal stuff, this is why Trump is going after the cartel as well. He's going to annihilate the cartel, therefore, because the cartel are pushing illegals over here as well. Because here's how the cartel works in the Mexico and these other areas, and they work along with the coyotes. The coyotes sneak them into the country, right? So they go over here and work whatever debt they got in Mexico and some of these other places over there in South America. They push them in child traffic, human trafficking, and things like that. The money they make, they got to give it back. They got to give it back to the cartel, or their families get murdered. See, so Trump said, you know what? Instead of fighting just at the border, I'm going to go and take the military and I'm going to take the Navy SEALs and the rest of the military. I'm going to take the fight to their doorstep and I'm going to totally take them out. Trump said, along with the Mexican government, with their military and we're gonna win. We're gonna totally annihilate the cartel. Once the cartel has been ousted out of power, and once the threat has been removed, you won't have anybody trying to sneak over the border and all this other stuff no more. Trump is doing it right. He's doing it correctly. The Democrats did not have this policy. They would welcome in, come on in. They were the ones that have destroyed, that were destroying America just like they destroyed the black community. And this is the absolute truth. This is why we are in the situation now, ladies and gentlemen. This is exactly what it is now. And I brought up that Lyndon B. Johnson and all that stuff earlier, letting people know, giving you guys the education as to what happened with the black community. All they did is separated the nucleus of the family between the father and mother and pushed the black woman up in with the welfare and all the rest of that stuff. This is why right now we've been under a matriarch system ever since. And most of these black women do not respect patriarch. That's why they hate Trump and they hate male masculinity. Does it look familiar? Does it sound familiar? That's exactly what it is, though, you know? So what has to go is the correction to bring the black men back into the home, right? And not only that, with the good jobs and all this, it could be able to stabilize itself. But there are some obstacles in the way because Trump also understood about the Education Department of Education at the federal level. The federal government under the Democratic Party was teaching critical race theory, gender ideologies, the gender transgender ideologies. They were teaching DEI. They've been teaching political correctness, safe spaces, all this other stuff. Syrians, furries, all this stuff, whatever they feel like being. I'm so glad that Trump is going to dismantle all this stuff, bringing uh, bringing religion back into the schools, bringing it back home where it should be. And this is a beautiful thing, though. All this, I feel like an animal. I feel like a cat. I feel like a dog. And having a litter box, this nonsense that they've been teaching these children are gone. And I'm so happy about that, though, too. That way I can say whatever I want to say, you know. If I want to use whatever word I can, I'm protected by the Constitution, not by some old mandate policy that try to restrict me from my freedom of speech. That's what I like about with Trump. If you want to ask me what I like about Trump, even as a black man, that's what I like about Trump. Trump understands our plight better than these so-called black leaders. You got a bunch of liberal, pansy, sissy boys that take their marching orders under black women. And there ain't nothing strength, there's nothing strong about that. Look at them. You got these L Sharpton, bobbleneck, turkey neck, gizzard neck. Look at them. You know what I'm saying? Simp, beta male, simp, soy boys, and the minister. Look at him. That's why he relates more to the black women. Look at him. Ain't no strength amongst them whatsoever. Never been a fan of L Sharpton. I didn't like how he snubbed my mother a long time ago, back in 2000. I didn't like him before that, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? He don't offer nothing. He don't speak for the black community. He really don't. He's a division. He's a tool, and he's a sellout amongst his own people. And there's a list of them too that I don't like. They are the reasons why we don't have a black community now and things like that. They pander to black women, cater to black women, tell me sweet little lies to black women all the time. This is why they're so out of control right now, uncouth, and it's so unkept. This is why they are right now. You know what I'm saying? That's why you always, when you call customer service, you're gonna get an angry black woman when you get on the phone. Even these corporations, they know how to use black women. They're in the HR. You know what I'm saying? They out here as cops and truck drivers and shit. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Doing all these masculine jobs. They really, a lot of these black women really absolutely think that they're a man now. They really do. All they are is sound like a man. They act like a man with a vagina. That's why I call them a man with a vagina. There's nothing lady about them at all when they act this masculine like this. All they are is a vagina, will walk in vagina, that's got male masculinity written all over 'em, and that's supposed to be sexy. I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? They are the root cause and problem with the Democratic Party that they attach themselves to. Look at them. Look how masculine they are, man. You know what I'm saying? Loud, uncouth, out of control. People see black women coming, they go the other way. Doing it's the truth. This is one of the main reasons, though. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I'm only speaking for what most people are saying. Oh, you gonna talk about the sisters? The sisters is the problem, fool. That's the problem. You know. And these soy boy black men won't speak up because they're afraid. Afraid. You know who control the bedroom and control the household? It's them. It's them. I'm not getting shit out of it. You know what I'm saying? They don't. They have a problem with real strong alpha men. They don't know how to deal with them because they never had them in their life. They never had their daddy in their life. But most of your black women, and I would probably say about 90, I would say 80 to 90% of them never had their daddy in their life. A lot of them suffer from daddy issues. Right? This is why they go out here, sexual promiscuous. They're looking for daddy. Get out here, get on the pole. They're looking for daddy. This is what it is, though, in search of daddy. Most of them have daddy issues. That's obvious, right? I'm not even a psychologist to know that. This is why a lot of the marriages in the black community fail too. We are not even 30% no more. I think we're dropping down a little bit less than that. We may be teetering somewhere around there. You know what I'm saying? But the Welfare Act was the precipice of destroying the black community. And this is the reason why I am so outraged about this. I said it that I'm going to go a little bit more in depth with this, which I did earlier. I don't know how long you guys been around, but I have went into it a little bit more depth. You know what I'm saying? But now that critical race theory and all this shit is gone away, whites and others can speak freely about what it is that I've been talking about, and that's a fact because Trump policy, policies and administration, you don't have to be worried about a lawsuit coming up or so and so saying it was racist and things like that because you are all protected under the Constitution. Now, whether they want to accept it or not, that's another whole thing. They don't like what somebody's saying. Tough. Keep walking. Get to stepping. You know what I'm saying? Everybody may not like what people saying, but they have that constitutional right. It's just as long as you're not doing it in a threatening, dangerous demeanor. That's one of the caveat stipulations. Like I can't pull out my gun and walk over there and threaten somebody and say, "You better stop saying that, or else." I can't do that. The Constitution does not back that up. But as long as I'm in a public forum, even, and I can speak and say whatever I want to say without jail or arrest, and this is what make this country so great. But they don't. A lot of the blacks don't even know the Constitution. They don't know the not just that, but they don't even know their amendments, the Bill of Rights. They don't even know that the 14th Amendment was really designed for black folks. Let's go on and keep it real. They were designed for black folks right there. And I do believe the 15th Amendment too. But the 14th Amendment, definitely, it protects our rights, our liberties and freedoms and stuff that was stripped away from us in slavery time. It's there, but they refuse because they've been up under the Democratic Party. The Democrats hate. They're anti-American. They're not patriotic. They'll take a knee on American anthem. You know that foolishness that they were doing. This is a level of disrespect. They'll put on the kente cloth, knowing that a lot of them ain't even from Africa. A lot of them are born here, natively here in America. But they can put on a kente cloth. They don't even know what that really means. You know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous, man. That's why I just say, man, they don't even know that they vote for their own self. They don't vote for their personal interests. They go against their personal interests. This is exactly what it is. I'm just over here targeting the young Zenio and Gen Alpha that's already here. And they're gonna be easier to deal with and to educate. But there's a lot of deprogramming that we also have to do with some of these Zenials because they grew up with this political correctness, DEI, that's all this transgender ideology crap, binary, non-binary, and all this bullshit. I'm so glad we didn't got to deal with that no more because it was all bullshit. It was another tool by the Democratic Party to divide and conquer, just like Satan. Satan loved to use these tools to divide and conquer. That's why pedophilia, they were going to try to normalize that. That was the next step. I don't care what nobody say, but I believe that the Democratic Party is the is basically a tool. It's a party that was created by Satan himself. I truly believe that though. And anybody following that are following Satan. They're following straight into hell. And that's exactly what it is. And this is why Satan didn't win in this election. Trump did. You hearing Trump talking more and more about the Bible and Christianity. Am I telling the truth? He even encouraged how he said that he wanted the Bible in every home. There's still a lot of predominant Christians in here. Now, if you any other religion, that ain't infringing on you. You keep if you Hindu, Sikh, or Muslim, or Buddhist, whatever you may be, whatever you profess, you entitled to have that your religion here in America. You know what I'm saying? Just like Christians are entitled to have their stuff. You don't put up Christmas. You won't have to celebrate it. Nobody should be offended by it. But the Democrats, they also have separated church and state. All the policies that the Democrats have done because they are Satan. It's Satan party. It's the Democrat Party, party of Satan worshipers. That's what I call it because they have undermines God's rule and law by setting up all these genders and putting men on men and women on each other. And I ain't gonna pretend to like it because I don't. Do they have a right to practice that? Absolutely. But that don't mean that you should force it as a mandate to make everybody like they can't talk against it. But guess what? I'm talking against it now. And you can't do nothing about it. And when Trump get in power, we don't have any of these things to worry about. No more critical race theory, no more transgender ideologies, no more DEI, right? No more political correctness or any of these type of stuff. Any of these type of fairies and Therians and all the rest of this shit, all that's going out the damn door, man. Because that's some weirdo shit to me. To think that you a cat or a dog and knowing damn well you a human. You gonna use a bathroom instead of using a litter box. And they allow their children to sit up here and lie to them in the school system, telling them that they could be a dog or a cat if they feel like it. Roof, and all this other nonsense. Come on, man. This is our children we're talking about here. How can we sit up in here and accept that and play like that's okay when they should be learning, not feeling like no damn animal? You're supposed to be learning about animals. I didn't grow up with being no damn furry. Come on now. Shit. Playtime is over. We in school to learn. You're gonna have fun, but we ain't gonna be dressing up and pretending to be no damn furry animals and stuff like that, because I didn't grow up with that stuff. You're gonna get some school of hard knocks and some tough love. And that's basically what it is. You know what I'm saying? What you have down here. Master Lee says schools should be about education and not indoctrination. Absolutely right, Master Lee, 2005. You're absolutely right about that. Yeah, Bruno just says bias Biden. But in any event, yeah, so you're right about that. Schools should not be an indoctrination at all. Tell me why it has been, right? This is why Trump said, I'm going to take it from this. It should have never been at the federal level in the first place. I'm so glad that he's going after these colleges and universities as well. And that's going to be corrected too. They will not get no more funding if they're going to be teaching this stuff and so forth. We don't have to worry about this stuff no more, bro. We're in great shape. This indoctrination bullshit is gonna stop as of now. You know what I'm saying? And when he gets in office, it's really gonna stop. I don't want to hear any of these foolish, stupid type of stuff. Man, I can't stand that furry stuff, man. Master Lee 2005 says UK is in the same now, mate. Unfortunately, let me do it in your accent. In the UK, it's the same now, mate. Unfortunately, they are okay. We have down here. They need to fix up and stop corrupting our children. Yeah, exactly, right? It just sounds better when I love your accent, man. I just love it, especially with the mate stuff. Okay, mate. But yeah, but you're absolutely right about that, man. UK, man. I feel bad for y'all in the UK, man. UK is jacked up. Y'all worse than Germany. Master League 2005, man. You guys are suffering under some serious. Y'all got illegals in your country like never before, man. It's like it remind me of Canada because I used to live in Canada for over 4 years, about 4 or 5 years. I had a Canadian girlfriend over there, and they had look at it. They brought all these Somali and all these other ethnic groups in there. It's like saying, "Come on in," and that's exactly what it was, man. And then they get to warring with the other. I don't know how it is in the UK. It may be the same, but you have like Africans that's fighting amongst other Africans in West Indies because it's usually from the Caribbean islands against the Africans and stuff. Look how they fucked up Toronto, shooting and stuff and killing and shit. And this is them, they get into these wars and stuff with each other. Black on black crime, right? All this stuff, man. They come in here without being vetted. I feel sorry for the UK, man. And y'all inflation, your taxation, I couldn't afford to live there, man. I really couldn't. And then your UK women are so fucking liberal. Them liberal bitches over there, man. I've seen those liberal bitches. We got a lot of them over here. Fucking bitch. And things. I mean, what you have down here? Master League 2005 said, what's happening with Trump will go global. People are fed up enough. Canada gave a standing ovation to Nazis. It's ludicrous. Yeah, because that's the thing. Over there in Canada, they can't stand Justin Trudeau anyway. He's always been a Nazi commie anyway. Son of Fidel Castro and shit. Like people don't even know. So yeah, Justin Trudeau ain't nothing. I don't think he's gonna make it in the next term on the for the prime minister. I think they're gonna probably get him out of there unless if they cheat. They're gonna. I don't know how they're gonna stop that. The minister over there, I don't know how they're gonna stop that man. To be honest, because he tore Canada up, man. Oh man, you should see it, man. Even our border city, Windsor, Ontario, man, it's bad. Used to be a real nice area to get away from Detroit. Sit south of Detroit of us. Look at it now, man. It's really really bad. They got like homeless people all over the place over there. Crime and drugs have gone up over there in Canada as well. You know what I'm saying? But I believe you though, it will go global over there as well too, because everybody's looking at America first. And since Trump is in battle with the deep state, and as well as the monetary banking fund and everything, the Federal Reserve. And once he topples that, I think it's going to be a slingshot heard around the world where everybody else is going to stand up because I know y'all got to be tired of it in the UK, just like in Australia and a lot of these other places, though, man. Germany got to rise up too, man, because they're in a bad place. Look at France, man. They got a bunch of liberal bitches over there, man. Oh my gosh, man. Those liberal feminist bitches in France. I wouldn't want to go to France, let alone talk to those liberal bitches at all, man. That's our problem, man. You know what I'm saying? They use these female liberal bitches to divide, create more division amongst the men. They use them to push agendas because they're the weaker, they're emotional, and anything that sounds good, man. You got to watch a liberal woman, man. A liberal bitch is one of the worst things ever on the planet, man. This is what, like I said before, the daughters of Eve and the daughters of Jezebel, man. This is why we are in the problem now. Look at the black community, man. They fucked our community up back in the 60s, man, with that Welfare Act shit. This is all Democratic parties. The Democrats over here was responsible for the Ku Klux Klan, slavery, Ku Klux Klan, Jim Crow, segregation, redlining. We can go on and name them though. These are all Democratic policies. And the majority of the black women are too stupid and dumb to pull up their own party and look at the history of racism. They want to say Trump is. I can counter everything. I can tell them factually what the Democrats did, what they can bring up with Trump. They have these old simple things. Project 2025. Trump is a racist. He's a Nazi. They don't stand on no facts though, bro. Nothing. Master League 2005 says try deliberate. Hold on for a minute. Let me get my glasses. Let me put this closer. Okay. Uh, liberatingly to be divisive, and it fucked up big time. Didn't seize. Okay, didn't seize says divide and conquer. Yep. Didn't Caesar say divide and conquer? Caesar, I got you. Yeah, exactly. Divide and conquer, man. That have always been the tool of Satan. Satan, whether you believe in him or not, he always used the tool of divide and conquer because it creates division and infighting amongst each other. This is why nations destroyed each other. Civil war destroyed each other. A lot of these nations destroyed each other because it was infighting. We have the whole history of it. Name me the empire or nation or empire, and I could bring up division, and it would destroy it. Plain and simple. That's exactly what ended up happening, bro. I mean, this is why it's so effed up right now. But like I said, there was a percentage of black men. We started to get closer to almost 30%, but it changed with that percentage of black men that did not vote for Trump, and more black men will wake up and things and will vote for Trump as well because voting Democrat, the brothers know. The real brothers know. They know that the Democrats haven't did shit for us. Okay, Master Lee 2005 says, "Oh, he's everywhere. They don't want people coming together and working together. Power in numbers. Absolutely. Absolutely. But right now, we are more together than we ever have been before because when you voted for Trump, if you were American over here and you would have voted, I'm telling you, man, you would have voted for Trump if you were an American. If you were American, you would have voted for Trump. And this is how most people around the world would have felt. If they were Americans, they would have voted for Trump too. Because we are all together, black, white, and other voted for Trump. Of course, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? We all voted for Trump and things like that. And with our solidarity, because we have 49 states in the United States that voted for Trump. We won the House, won the Senate, and won the Supreme Court justice. We got it all and things like that. They don't have anything. They don't have no leadership. Talk about the Democrats. They don't have no leadership at all. They are in disarray. They got infighting amongst themselves with the Bidens and the Harrises and stuff like that, and the Clintons and so forth, and the Obamas. Yeah, Master Lee 2005 says it's okay. It's okay. It's not all right or left thing. It's a common sense. Yeah, it's all common sense. Trump even said that his whole policy was about common sense policies. That's all it was. I looked at his policies. Everything there was common sense. The stuff that he's going to implement is common sense. All these illegals that's in our country, and we already know through history, when you allow illegals to come over here, they don't pay no taxes, they don't build up this society, they take away from it because all they do is go to work in America illegally and send their money back to their homeland and country. This is why we got Walmart over here. Everybody know who Walmart is. They got the check cashing thing where you could buy and send money. Western Union, MoneyGram, they send money back home. That's not building up the economy here. It's not building up the taxes here. First of all, they're illegal. How are you going to collect taxes from illegal immigrants? That's the first thing. It makes no sense. Blacks side with this. They protect. They have more protection. They side with these immigrants and act like they are the damn immigrants. It makes no sense. The immigrants are taking their jobs away. They're so dumb, especially a lot of black women. They're so dumb. They're gonna ones look at the McDonald's and the Burger Kings, man. And I ain't like I said. These are the policies that they have voted for, bro. And most of the McDonald's I've seen, they have nothing but immigrants working in there. and things because they one thing about it, whether they are illegal, but they will work. They'll be on time. They'll show up in a van. And I picked them up as an Uber driver, man. They'd be like in a bus, like a van, getting out, be like 4 to 6 of them going to work. And then Master Lee 2005 says, best people for the correct job, all for immigration, but it has to be legal. Otherwise, people are just it's economically inactive. I agree 100%. Absolutely. That's exactly what it is, though, man. We have a serious illegal immigration problem in America. We never had this before when Trump was around. Even with Obama, it hasn't been this damn bad. It's gotten worse now. It's worse. It is extremely bad now. And like I said, when he finished that wall, and they really should have like an electric wall or a fence and things to stop these illegals from coming over there, man, where they get electrocuted. But Trump is not going to stop there, though. He's going to go further because he knows where the heart of the problem, why the illegals keep coming over here. And you got to cut one of the heads off the snake. And the only way you're going to do that is that you got to take the cartel out first because the cartel are the ones that control the drugs, right? They got illegal. They got prostitution. They scare these women and things to sell their bodies, family in debt wherever it is, and send them into America to prostitute themselves. They have drugs on them, fentanyl on them, and like Trump said, it killed a lot of Americans with a lot of drugs and influx of drugs coming into the country. This is why Biden and Harris they must face what they have done with a lot of these legals that they allowed in the country because the blood of murder and death is on their hands. Master Lee 2005 said, I think before you're entitled to live somewhere and claim what you want, but you need to pay into that system and the bare minimum. Yeah, I agree because they shouldn't be coming over here free, non-tax paying, and so forth. They shouldn't be doing that at all. You know, they should not be. Whether they rock with us or not, they have to come over here with the right pathway of citizenship. They should have no entitlements whatsoever. Master Lee 2005 says trafficking is right. It's a raffle in America. It's the massive border to protect. Trump has said, "Help us, we will help you. Make it hard, we will make it hard for you." I agree. Exactly. Exactly, and this is the thing about it. This is the first time ever that we had a president that cared so much about America and put America first. And he talks about the Bible. He talks about Christianity. He talks about a lot of things to help America. And he still come down here and put a lot of lies on him, try to discredit him. I'm glad that he's doing something because everybody got tired of the critical race theory bull crap stuff and all the rest of these woke agendas and stuff like that that need to be taken out. That's why we're over here celebrating because when he assumed power, man, and he will, there's a lot of deep state draining the swamp is what he has to do. He has to do what he has to do and things because we have a lot of people in government that never worked on the behalf of its citizens. They worked against us. They actually were the ones that were trying to treat us like we were fucking slaves and stuff, and things like that. This is exactly what's going on. So therefore, I approve Trump's message. I love what you're saying too, man, and hopefully your country, the UK, can get itself together as well, because you guys got a central bank, man. The Bank of International Settlements. That's the oldest bank you guys have over there in the UK. I know it dates over 500 years old, and more, man. So yeah, you guys have a central bank for real, and things. So this is one of the main reasons why your taxation. This is why you don't have no freedom, no liberty. Everything up under the monarchy or it's government or both. Yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks, bro. I mean, we under the same thing, but we at least we got somebody that's fighting against it. They got the balls and the guts to stand up against this motherfucking tyranny, this tyrannical system of government, if you want to call it that. and that's why a lot of people in our country are very, very pissed off and things though too. Pissed off with the Democrats as well too. And I'm not gonna sit up here and pretend like these policies and this party was doing a whole lot for us when they've been against us from the start, man. And I keep harping on that. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You've been spot on too, Master Lee, 2005, man. You know what I'm saying? That's we're trying to reunite the country again, man. We're trying to bring old family values back and good old religion, no matter what it is welcome here in America and things like that. But what we won't tolerate is fundamental terrorism of any sort. It will not be tolerated here in America at all. You want to come over here, you want to study over here, you have to come through the right pathway of citizenship, like you said, though, you know. So these are the things that we talk about. The Democrats have always been lost. I was reading the history on these Dixiecrat, Democrat losers, though, and it's man, you start really going in their history. Man, you start pull up when you get a chance, man. Study the Dixiecrat Democrats, man. You'll start going. You if you don't know by now, man, you're gonna be pretty surprised, man. They were the ones that started the Ku Klux Klan and things like that. They owned slaves. These were the same liberal whites, right? That's supposed to cared about black folks so much, right? They used religion against us and things. They did a lot of stuff, man. They did not believe that every man should share freedom and liberty. You know, it was only given for the certain amount preferential treatment and all. And this is the thing: they were the ones that have divided America, divided black folks, and so forth. Pushed all these racial ideologies onto us, trying to make us feel like we were inferior and everything like that. They separated the family home and stuff like that, separated black men and black women. And then look what we have now. You know what I'm saying? We have what we call ghettos of America. And just like with South London, and you go further, just like with Nigeria, the spread of family single mama thing is happening over there, and some of these other African nations as well too. It's what happens over here, bro. It happened in the black community first, and then it spread out to a lot of these other countries around the world. That's all I say, man. It's a ripple effect. It really is, man. It's a ripple effect. This is exactly what it is. But I have to go in regards to the black. They hold on to it because we got a bunch of black women, bro. It's like the majority of them, the patriarch. I'm sorry, the matriarch system with the majority of black women. This was a tool designed by the Democrats once again. I've been trying to explain this to so many black women. I don't do it no more because they will not accept logic. It's all about their emotions. They find some type of kinship with this woman, Kamala Harris. She's been a liar from day one, bro. For some reason, they just like her. You got white guilt; they go right along with it. So this is the problem, man. It really is. Hmm. No, you pretty good too, Master Lee, 2005, man. Yeah, you got you on it too, though, bro, man. You know what I'm saying? It's good to speak to someone, man. You know what I'm saying? We all are brothers when it come down to this stuff. Because if we look all we looking for, man, we're just looking for um, common decency, treating your fellow man with honor and respect. Everybody should have the opportunity to go to school, do the things without being attacked on color, race, sexual, and things like that. If people are gay or whatever that is, because let's face it though, bro, most gays, right? Most LGBT, they have their small communities. They're only 4% here in the United States. Then it's not even like they're the majority of the people. But tell me why they were made to think that they were the majority of the folks, and they're not. You know what I'm saying? They were happy in their own community until they've been weaponized by the establishment, along with the Democratic Party, plain and simple. That's all it is. Master League 2005, mate. Come to the UK. You can you can crash at my house. White working middle class male, okay, would welcome you whole okay, heart okay, welcome you in a heartbeat, right? not about color. It's all about your views. Absolutely, man. Yeah, because like I said, I've never been to the UK. I got some friends that have gone over there, man, but I never actually been to the UK before. But yeah, it'd be something I would like to see. I would love to bring my camera and see because if there's something tells me, man, that it's a lot of things that happen over here. You guys might be ahead of us when it come down to how control the liberalism is out of control over there. Because I could just hear how the women behave, the liberal women over there in England, over there in UK, man. I couldn't date them. Uh-huh. Yeah, I couldn't date them, man. I could not date them. Yeah, stay away from London. I know, right? I heard about that. It's not it's not English no more. Yeah, I understand, man. I totally get it, man. Because a lot of those illegals that came in there and everything. Uh-huh. So yeah, I agree with yeah, it's liberal, man. It's the liberals, man. It's sad and bad, isn't it? Sad and bad. What did Callie had to say? Gambrowski, police is on the way. Huh. The police is on its way. Huh. Well, at any event, you know what I'm saying? So what I'm supposed to do, Callie? I better go ahead and get up on out of here because the police is coming. Oh man, that's funny. Master Lee 2005 says, "Oh, you heard? So the whole world knows it's on the government statistics. Is it accurate? Uh, oh, you mean about this type of stuff we're talking about? Are you? Is that what you mean when you say, have you? Oh, you heard that the whole world knows it's the government statistic? Oh, the demographic for London. You know what? I can't really say. I've been so caught up. I get a little glimpse of it. There's a guy that got a popular channel that's from the UK, and I've been popping on his thing. I done heard how bad it is. He said he don't. He's actually he's actually black, but he was actually born over there and stuff. He don't. He said he don't even date the women over there. He got his passport too, man. He had to go to other places just to be able to. He said how jacked up and how effed up it is over there. You know, so if I believe you though, man, because I heard him on it. I see how bad those liberal bitches are on a lot of these social media things, man. Mr. Master Lee 2005 says, not English. The Londoners have moved to Cromwell up north, etc. Knife crime is okay. Knife crime is crazy. I heard about that, man. How they got these knives and stuff because they can't have a gun. So a knife over there is like a gun, man. Shoot. I wonder what the penalty is if they catch you with a knife over there. Is it a certain amount of length of the knife that you have to have if they catch you or something? I'm kind of curious about that, man. I heard about these knife fights and knife crimes and stuff like that. Somebody pull a knife on you. Yeah, man, it's crazy over there in London, man. Man, that's crazy, man. They should have never let it get this bad, but here it is. This is the plan: divide and conquer, divide and conquer. Yep, divide and conquer. That's all it is. Divide and conquer, man. Divide us and conquer. All it is, man. So yeah, I can't wait for the day that going to America back in order. And she's working on it right now. That's why they're working so hard to stop him. They want to stop him so bad, and they're doing a poor job of doing it too. Because he has see the thing with Trump, as we already know, he has the actual power of the people backing him up. The Patriots back up Trump, and that's why he's been so successful. The Democrats thinking that if they remove Trump, they figure like the movement is going to stop. They don't know people love Trump so much, man, and things like that because these policies are going through regardless and ready or not. It's already here. It's already destined to happen. And these millennial, that's just not millennials. These liberals over here in America, man, they're like the small minority group, man. They don't make up the majority of the people. Maybe some of these women in these college campuses and so forth, but for the most part of it, man, most of the men in the college campuses, and I've talked to them, they all voted for Trump. So they can keep their legs closed, they can shave their head, they can withhold sex, they can do all that stuff because no real man is going to be looking to hook up and be with no liberal minded feminist bitch, man. You know, you don't have to do that type of stuff, man. You know, you really don't. We don't have to. Them days are over, man. And we're gonna keep their ass out of power too, man. That's exactly what it is. Men got to stand up and start doing our thing. We can't listen to the women no more and let them run shit because look what ended up happening. We let them run shit in our community, and look what happened. They end up destroying our community. Everything is off of feelings, how they feel. The Democrats use emotions and fear based. That's all they do. Fear baiting people, race baiting and fear baiting. That's what keeps our society divided. This is why most of the blacks right now in the black communities, a lot of them still hate Trump and things like that. They think the Democrats, it's called Stockholm syndrome. You know what that is, I'm sure. You know, where a person that's fall in love with their captor or oppressor, and that's exactly what it is. So yeah, man, this is crazy. This is crazy stuff that we have to sit up here and pretend to like it. No, we don't have to pretend to like it, not at all. So yeah, so that's why I said when I put that Lyndon B. Johnson up, that was the racist vice president back in between was it 1960 61 62. He was the vice president to John F. Kennedy, right? This is the one that gave he was the one that put the civil rights bill into effect because Kennedy he was assassinated in 60 in November, what's the date, but in 1960 63, right? So Lyndon B. Johnson became the from the vice president to the acting president because he tried to run for the president for the next term and lost to Nixon, right? But with Kennedy, this is before my time. But with Kennedy, when he was assassinated and things like that, Lyndon B. Johnson automatically became the president of the United States. And one thing about it with him, he hated black folks. He wasn't no fan of black folks at all. This is all documented. But tell me why a lot of blacks loved him because he was the one that signed the Civil Rights Bill in 1964, right? He implemented the other one, the Welfare Act of 1965. And there were some other policies that were put in the Fair Housing Act in 1968. And that was the same year that Martin Luther King was assassinated. So they put a lot of policies in, and you can kind of see why the Democrats back then gravitated more on the Republican side. I'm sorry, the Democratic side. This is why black Democrats, right? They are starch loyalists to the Democratic Party, especially with black women. And this is the main reason why, and they love them because of was it DEI? How it was actually affirmative action before DEI, affirmative action, right? And they still believe in affirmative action. They still believe that they should get a job off of the merit of their skin complexion versus doing the job. You see what I'm saying? But if you look at like Booker T. Washington and Frederick Douglass and all them, they had to prove themselves educationally wise in order for them to be in the positions that they have. They didn't rely on being the token, you know what, and all the rest of this stuff. Master Lee 2005 says people need to stop attacking people they don't agree with. Just listen and debate. Yeah, but the Democrats, as you already know, they have brought this foolish ideology into their cerebral cortex to the point where they accept these things. They absolutely think that it's about my feelings. I don't have to listen to you. That's why I say the Democrats are anti-American. They don't believe in the Constitution. We got a Constitution over here that gives everybody the rights and liberties and so forth to be able to have a. Let me see what you have here, Master Lee, 2005. Oh, I know. It's because your XY exactly. Yeah, exactly. This is exactly what it is, you know? Generation X, generation yeah, exactly. Constitutional republic. Yeah, we always have been a republic, not a democracy. And they can't even get that right. The problem with them is that the Democrats have brainwashed them, as you already know, that anything about the Democrats is a lie and everything about the Republicans is racist. This is exactly they take on racist ideologies that goes against their better judgment and their better behalf, their better interests. It just makes no sense at all. You know, I mean, it's really alarming and shocking to me that if I was sitting down here talking to an older black woman or a black man that hate Trump, and they would be serious. They would bring up Project 2025. They would talk about how Trump is so racist. They would bring up about him on the border. They bring up the same talking points that they hear on the news, trying to rebuttal and debate. These are sound policies that Trump that have put into place that is common sense for the betterment of America, for everyone, not for the set few people. But with a lot of these blacks, and with them for right now, because they're part of the problem a little bit, because they have been in this entitlement that everything got to you got to cater to them personally, without saying if the whole country is doing better, that means that they will be doing better. But the Democrats just effed a lot of their minds up, man. They really have. They really destroyed their thinking, man. And this is why I don't have a community no more. I have talked this to with liberal whites about this. All I get is crickets, you know, because they never would have thought that their party that they vote for have when they voted for it, they were part of the destruction of the family unit in the black community. That's where it started at. And we haven't never came back from that though, you know. It's gonna take a very long time, but we're on our way though, man. It's not all doom and gloom. We're on our way going to the golden age of for America as well as everywhere else. But it has to start here first. This is the battleground here in America first. But the blacks are steady leaving the Democratic slave plantation though, and the numbers are getting higher. And soon it's gonna get to the point where see here, Master Lee 2005 says, uh, Rome wasn't built in a day, my friend. It was not. Rome was not built in a day at all. And this is going to take time. Even with Trump's policies, what my guesstimation is, probably going to be looking at the latter of 2025 to 2026 before we start seeing some things improve uh, around that time, you know. And if he's successful by demolishing and getting rid of the deep state, once they are out of the way entirely, once they are been ousted out of power, then we're gonna really see some stuff though, man. So so we're just waiting to see in regards to that and steadily doing our part, being vigilant and still doing having this education thing. Because even though Trump has won the election, it's not we're not out of the woods yet. And we have to still have these type of social media platforms educating people and keeping the word out as if the election was still going on. Master Lee 2005 says Republicans will be for at least the next 10 years. People have woke up to The demon, yeah, the Demos games, yeah, the demon games, yeah. I agree with you, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of them have woken up, especially black men, young black men have woken up because they looked around and said, "Shit, we wasn't getting nothing." I mean, if anything, this party or alienated us. It fitted a lot of heterosexual black men, white and other. Shit, we wasn't getting nothing out of it at all. We looked around here, and it's been an attack on men. Toxicity and masculine misogynist men is the problem, and this is what they've been teaching this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and it's, but yeah, man, I'm glad to see that things are going to be looking a lot better, and things like that. It's going to take some time, like you. So Rome wasn't built in a day at all, but yeah, we're gonna be looking good, man, and things like that. We just gotta stay vigilant and keep keep the pressure on, keep because I know with the majority of people though, we don't want it to go back to the way it was, that's for sure. Because right now the people have woken up. So it's gonna be hard to rock everybody back to sleep. 49 states though, man. 49 states voted for Trump. Trump won the popular vote, won the House, the Senate, and the Supreme Court. This is something that's really unprecedented, man. How Trump have taken it all. Trump holds all the Trump cards. You know what I'm saying? So he really does. He's truly Trump tight. So yeah, it's amazing to see. He's the miracle president as well. hmm Yeah, he's a miracle president. He survived attempted assassination attempts. They try to go after his livelihood. They try to do a lot of things against this man, but he still stayed resilient and still persevered and fought on and things like that. And you hear him speaking more and more about religion. I said this before, the Bible and everything. Though they still want to call this guy a racist and things like that, and all this other kind of stuff. So um, they're spoiled sports and losers, man. You know what I'm saying? They really are, man. A lot of Democrats do not like losing, especially with the women, because really the women behave more outrageously than the men. Some of the soy boy men that was on social media, but mainly it's the women. They were the ones that really had the time with it. And I was just laughing the whole time because they don't even make up. They're lower than the minority. I don't know what you call less than the minority group. It's not even being considered a lower minority, maybe. I think that's what it is. Yankee go home. Leave Europe alone. Yankee go home. Clementine Manino. Yankee go home. Leave Europe alone. He got what is this? Yeah, that looked like the flag. Is that it? Yeah, Italian flag, a Russian flag, I think it is. Yeah. It looks like an Italian flag and a Russian flag. Mm-hmm. Like a handshake right there. Say Yankee go home. Yes, sir. Oh, it's an Italian flag. That's an Italian flag. Yeah. Yeah, Italy too, man. You guys, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Master Lee 2005 says, no, America welcoming the UK. He doesn't speak for us. Yeah, I know he don't. I'm just trolling him too. He's trying to troll me. I love trolling people too. So yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not bothered by it in the least. Yeah, I'm not bothered by it in the least, man. Italy is so bad, man. They constantly letting illegals in their country, man. They say all the illegals are welcome, man. Man, they may not even have a country left, man, by the time you know what I'm saying? I know what their population too have dwindled in Italy. Is that right? Is it Italy if I'm correct? Yeah, 'cause I know they got some issues over there too, don't they? Yeah, they got some issues over there as well, man. hmm Yeah, yeah, I know they got some issues over there. Stuck out. Yeah, I'm over here reading your stuff. Yeah, man, it's Yeah, they got some issues over there, man. And Russia, and that's the thing about it though, man. Yeah, Russia and America, Vladimir Putin and Trump, they got a very good understanding with each other, though, man. In fact, that's what Trump's capitulation tour was all about. He went to several nations leaders around the world and already had conversations with them. So, um, as well as with Kim Jong Un, President Trump is the only president that ever went into the DMZ zone where Kim Jong Un is, sat down with Kim Jong Un, and so forth. So they have much respect for each other. So I don't know what this guy is talking about, but yeah, we're good here, man. As far as with Vladimir Putin, Kim Jong Un, and things like that. So yeah, yeah, you know what I'm saying. The chemical labs that's over there in the UK that they've been bombing, because that's really what they've been bombing though over there. Those chemical labs over there in the UK and all that shit. Yeah, I support peace too, bro. I really do. I support peace, and this is what Trump supports peace, because, this war stuff, it should never be. But since we got the war hawks in America, and we already know with the propaganda and the war machine, and they get paid every time they selling military equipment and everything like that. So it ain't us per se, but it's a lot with this U.S. policies under the Democrats, which got to go. The Uniparty Republicans before Trump, and Trump is going to bring back peace, man. He's going to really do his thing, and that's what we all. That's why we all voted for him. The turnout, everybody voted and voted early too, man. The Democrats don't even have a position at this point, man. They just they pop in this room every now and then. They may say some stuff, but it ain't nothing. They know they can't get a reaction out of me. They usually don't stay long and things. But I don't give them any. They don't really come in here too much. They do sometimes, but it's nothing that I can't handle. You know what I'm saying? Master Lee 2005 says the CIA bases were established in the Ukraine in 2015. I think so. They were there way before. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that at all. Actually, I wouldn't doubt that at all. But I do see a lot of these Alphabet Boy organizations that started in America originally and things like that. You saying it was start established in the UK? Um, you mean like they built another CIA base over there? You could be right, but I know it originally started here under the Skull and Bones Society, in the basement of Skull and Bones under Yale University. That's where the CIA originally started, originally here in America. But they, like I said, could have had a base over there. I'm not 100% for sure, but yeah. But I don't know anybody that I know that worked for the CIA. I know, right? Uh-huh. But military people, I do. Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm just looking forward to Trump's policies and stuff like that. Yeah, man, because I am so sick and tired of the way things have been going for a long time, man. We definitely need change though, man. We really do. We definitely need change for sure. Clementine has to say, "Oh, at least agents. Oh, at least agents." I mean, could so be. I just, in regards to that, you know, as far as, because I mean, I'm gonna say this. I can't see that not to be true. I mean, CIA, they do have bases just like we have military bases all over the world, and that's unnecessary too because, like I said, a lot of countries have U.S. bases in that that we could be able to pull out of that because there's no reason in the world that we should have military bases in these other countries though. When Trump said America for Americans first, protecting the shores and be in withdrawal, just like Switzerland. They're a neutral country. That's why we know we don't see any Swiss military in any country. They worry about their own people, and for us with that, that's the way it is, and things like that. That's why they can travel. Swiss people from Switzerland can travel anywhere in the world. You know what I'm saying? It used to be like that with Canada, Canadian people, but Swiss, you can go anywhere in the world and don't have to worry about people chasing you out. If I were to they see that American flag in certain places, man, I'll be running for my life. They have me 100 miles and running. Are you kidding me? You know what I'm saying? It's the truth, So let me see. Clementine said, usually that is how that works. It's normal for government to gather information on each other, usually in embassies and so forth. Yeah, because the thing about it, nobody trusts each other. What has to happen is that people have to sit down. That's what you think the UN is really for. But I really don't think the UN really works on the behalf of people for real. Government, but not people. It really has to work really well for people, and it should be open discussions. It should be transparent. If I wanted to turn on the news, I should be able to watch the UN. That's how so people could be able to tune in on it and hear and see what's going on. Just like with these G7, G20 summits that they're having, right? That all that should be transparent. Master League 2005 says not not to use against their own people though. It's corrupt, absolutely. And this is why the swamp has to be drained. And Trump said that the swamp, which is the deep state, because they're global, and we know that your countries as well are just as corrupt as well. This is where the problem is. So when they drain the swamp and get rid of all this corruption, and that way things can kind of stable out, people can be able to really see where the problem really is. It's the truth, because I think we're all in agreement here in things that the way that with the corrupt so-called government, and they have been lying to the people, and not only just lying to the people, ruling over the people with corruption and threats of violence and so forth, attacking the monetary funding and all this other kind of stuff with taxation up to wazoo. Rights are being stripped away. You can't say this, you can't say that. We got a lot of regulations on everything. Trying to start a business, you're getting regulated here, regulated there, paying taxes here, paying taxes there. So a lot of these things have to go away in order for us to be able to. Everybody should have access to the family dream, and being able to start a business or do something to take care of your family and live and under liberty and freedom and prosperity. Everybody has that God-given right. That shouldn't be given out to the select few. And the way they got it set up right now for the select few shouldn't be the case. It looks like he's addressing you. Clementine is addressing you. Okay. All right. He said, "Is it?" Master Lee, is it? Yeah, spot on. Thanks. I appreciate it, Master Lee. 2005. Yeah, man, that's the thing about it though. Yeah, so I know a lot of people are still at work, and I know your time zones are different though. I know you're about 4 hours ahead of me. Yeah, so that's the thing about that, but that's all good. It really is. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it really is though. You got that right, man. You got that right. Yeah. Yeah, we over here right now just talking and rapping, man, and um, but yeah, I had to do something with this, yeah, with this thing with the black community, and things are changing around. It's going, like you said, Rome wasn't built in a day. Um, there's more spotlights that's on this stuff. Master League 2005 says people spot these things when they happen in front of their faces. Yeah, and everybody see it. I think what whites and others that didn't want to get involved because we had this critical race theory crap stuff. And every time, if and let's say if I was white right now and I did this, you already know, bro. Shoot, they would have came down on me and called me all kind of racist, threatened to take my channel down, because I'm pointing out what have always been the problem in the so-called black community. But yeah, this is where the problem is. They got whites over here afraid of their own shadow, man. I mean, this is how bad it is. Need to take the race and nationality. Yeah, but that's the thing about it, though, man. With these stupid critical race theory ideologies that's being removed now, and things like that. Yeah, which need to be removed. Exactly. Need to take race and nationality out of things. Yeah, exactly. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't talk about race things at all because there's nothing to talk about. You're going to have some people that may not like people, but that's about it. I don't make a big deal about it. I don't use race as an excuse as to why I can't get a job. I don't use race as an excuse because somebody didn't like me. But this is the programming that they have done for a very long time. And you have like these minority groups that feel victim. They use our fear against us and they do the shaming tactics. And it's really the lack of accountability and responsibility, to be honest. Master Lee 2005 says, we're humans. Okay, we're human. We're even or so. They keep saying, but then all of a sudden, them things matter when it comes to your views, or your view. Yeah, and that's the thing about it, though. I don't bring up, I don't bring that stuff up. I don't even talk about race like this. They always bring it up all the time. I got to go. Have a good night. Thanks, and thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the sub as well, too. So, and anybody else that's listening, if you can sub, that'll be great too. Clementine, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for visiting. Yep. Night, mate. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I love your accent, man. That's real cool, you know. I'm sure I got one too, which I do. I know I have one, you know. I know I have one. Man, if I land in the UK, they'll be on me already, man. They'll say, yeah, this guy is from this is American here though. You know, soon as I speak, it's on, but yeah, I picked up people from Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, South American. Yeah, Southern American. Actually, I was born in Brooklyn, New York originally. I'm a native New Yorker originally, though. Brooklyn, New York. Yeah, East Coast. Yeah, originally. On my birth certificate. Yep. But I got family from the southern parts of America for sure. Most do. Yeah, they speak more of a southern drawl. They say y'all, hey, how you doing? All that type of stuff. They speak more like laid back. Yeah. Yeah, they talk, yeah, like that. Most Southerners speak slower. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, yeah. South African is a mad accent. Yeah, New York. I love the do the impression. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, yeah. That's cool. Yeah, he does sound like an American. New York. At the park in the car. Yeah, and over there, even Boston. Boston sound like that. Yeah. The John F. Kennedy, I mean, it's a Boston accent. On the harbor, my Uncle Arthur, that New England, American New England accent is what it is, though, in the Boston harbor. They talk like that. It's clam chowder. Yeah, almost sound a little bit like Australian a little bit too, to speak Australian, mate, Yeah, we down here in the outback. Yeah, I love the accent too. With the kangaroos. Everything is mate. I was hanging out with my mate in the outback, and we were looking for some, they say, I ran across a Sheila, and and we hung out, and then we had a Barbie. Yeah, I love how they say that instead of a barbecue. Hey, listen, Australians have their own words, man. They got their own sayings. Love accents. It's cool to have your own identity like that. Like all Americans have Americans, but don't you think it's an umbrella term? So many different um, variety. So many vagrants. Let me see here. Love the Aussie. Yeah, shrimp on the Barbie. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I know, right? And cheers and all that stuff. Cheers, mate. Yeah, Foster's is what we drink around here. We love the Foster's. I like how they don't say Foster's, they say Foster's. You know, the Outback. The Outback, you know. Yeah, I mean, it's all good though, but you asking what do I think about with Americans, but don't you think it's an umbrella? Yeah. I drink Foster's. Yeah, I know Foster's is pretty good. Yep, I had St. Pauli's Girl. I had a lot of different type of imported beers, though. Yeah, I am UK, big here. Oh yeah, yeah. You guys got that fish and chip over there, which is pretty good too. I haven't had it in the UK. I had it in Canada because they still do it the same way. They put salt and pepper and vinegar on those on the chips and things like that. So yeah, it was over there in Canada though, but I didn't have the actual cod fish and chip. I heard that you don't even use that newspaper no more. And things, but I heard that was like the best thing that you guys have for us in the UK is the fish and chip. Um, they always say the food is not that great. Is that true? But yeah, they were talking stuff like that. Yeah, because I only had the stuff in Canada. I just haven't been gone to the UK. You guys, I like those old-fashioned telephone booths that you guys have over there too, the red ones. I know y'all don't have them anymore, but yeah. Master Lee 2005 says, I mean, like you got someone from Washington sound completely different to Louisiana. Exactly. New Orleans, right? I love to see the festival there. Oh yeah, and now we have much better food than fish and chip though. Okay, that's cool. But Americans have crazy, mad, big portions of food. That is true. Because we get angry, man. That's why, a lot of Americans are fat, in certain areas, certain regions, especially in the South and the Midwest, you know. Yeah, exactly, But yeah, man, but yeah, they had some pretty big portions, and things like that. But yeah, man, it's like the food, but when I go over there to the UK though, man, I'm gonna have to look you up over there. Going over there and visiting in the UK. Um, I know in Canada, I actually dated a girl from Manchester. But I never been over any of those areas over there like that. Yeah, you guys got a lot of different cities over there. Once I touch down in Heathrow, I come down there. But yeah, yep, and then check that out. What else you have to say? It says, Master Lee 2005, dude, a large Coke here isn't more than what, 60, 650 milliliters? Yours look like 2 liters. Yeah, man, we got those 2 liter boys over here, man. They're huge. Let me see. Master Lee 2005 says, welcome, man, anytime. I drive you, you stay away from the public transportation. Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I appreciate it though, man. Yeah, trying to cross the street and all that stuff though, man. And y'all roundabouts are like crazy though. We got them over here now, but people still don't know how to use them how you guys know how to use them. Y'all had them from the beginning. But yeah, we got some roundabouts over here. I like how you say roundabout. That's cool. That's cool though, man, Yeah, it really is. Yeah, that is cool. But yeah, man, so yeah, that's the thing about that though. You guys there's some similarities. We suffer from the same thing, even though we're a little different from region. You guys may have certain things though. We don't. Is it always foggy over there all the time? Or is that just in London? Is it always foggy over there? Yeah, the roundabouts. Yeah, I like your I like your crosswalks. Just let the person on the right side go first. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because you guys are on the right side of the road, the street. That would freak me out. Yeah, man, because I drove on on the y'all, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Y'all are on, let me see, y'all on the right side. Okay, so you drive on. Okay, we drive. Wait a moment. Okay, because I got a car that's a left-hand drive. Y'all got a right-hand drive vehicle. I got a left-hand drive vehicle, but I'm on the right side of the road and things, and you guys have a right-hand side drive, and you guys on the opposite side. That's interesting. Politics is very similar overall. Backlash in Europe, okay? That's why Italy, France, and Germany are all starting to go more right wing now. Exactly. We are right hand drive. You are correct. We drive on the left. You sure do. And we drive on the right with a left hand. I know I may sound more weird to you guys as it may sound for me to you, you know? Ah, man. Am I gonna drive when I go over there? No, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, yeah, I'll leave that up to people that are from that region that have practiced driving over there. Now, it's a difference if I lived over there, that'd be a different thing. Yeah, but it's easy, man. You'll learn. You'll be sound. Yeah, I'm sure, man. I'll let you drive. I said, man. Countryside, I'll probably be okay. Oh man, yeah, that is cool, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, late at night though. Yeah, I know, right? Less traffic. Yeah, I know, right? Less traffic for sure. Yeah, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this live, man. I gotta get to work now. But I enjoyed it though. It was real cool though on Master League 2005, man. I look forward to seeing you around though, man. I try to do a live at least once a day or so, maybe twice a day if something breaking. But yeah, man, you can DM me, man. That's cool. I appreciate you. All right, and you take care, man. Cheers, and I'll see you next time. All right, I'll see you next time. I'm about to end the live. I gotta get to work now. Yeah, I gotta make the donuts. Gotta have the banter. I know. No, there is loads of Brum Nights cars. Okay, all right, not cars. All right, I keep an eye. All right. Okay, sounds great. You take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time here. Terry Smoot Jr. Take care. Nice one. Okay. I appreciate it, my mate. Be safe. Thank y'all. I thank you both so much, man. Thank you all for subscribing as well and liking. I appreciate you, man. I'm gonna try to come back on here. I try to before I go. I try to do the alien thing though, and stuff, and I'm still debating of doing that one. Because sometimes I like to switch it up from politics. I like to talk about the men in black, and I think I'm gonna do that again later on. Oh, good guy, dude. Okay, speak sometime. Okay, real talk. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Y'all take care. Yeah, I think I am going to do that next time, but sounds great. You guys take care. I'm going to go on to work now and make the donuts. Peace and cheers and ciao. All right, take care.